Hey everyone, what an evening. I know we're all anxiously waiting for election results, so I wanted to pop in with a few resources and things that are caring and helpful for these times. At work, there was a chain going around with the title, What Got You Through 2020? And at BuzzFeed, there's a lot of people that have very interesting things to say, and I actually found the chain super helpful to learn about the things that helped people most in their 2020. So I put up my little list together and thought I should share it here with you. So here we go. The first thing that got me through 2020 was Libby. This is the public library's free app. You will have access to free books and audiobooks. There's no catch. It's absolutely fantastic. And you can access those books on your iPhone, on your computer, or most importantly, on your Kindle, which is amazing. I wasn't really a Kindle person, and by that I mean I refused to have one for a long time, but ever since my friend let me borrow hers and I realized Libby was connected, it's been a huge game changer for me. If you don't have a Kindle, you can still take advantage of the free books on your phone or iPad, which is good for traveling. I think it's the next best bet to Kindle. And also, you can take advantage of the free audiobooks. Hello. Those can be expensive, like 15, 20, 30 bucks sometimes, and you're only going to listen to it once. I think the free audiobooks is a game changer on Libby. I hope you find it helpful. I will say newer titles are not typically available right away. So if it's a brand new title, you can place a hold and it will let you know via notification or email when your title is available. Even if that's in a few weeks or months, I think that's worthwhile. And meanwhile, there's tons of other things available that came out, a few months ago. So that's been great. The second thing that's got me through 2020 is virtual therapy via BetterHelp. I've mentioned this before on here, but I was very resistant to virtual therapy. I thought, what even is that? There's no way I'm going to do that. And yet I found not having to commute, not having the extra stress of having to show up at a certain time other than walking across the room to my computer has held me more accountable for regular therapy sessions. It costs less than any other therapy I've done. There's also financial aid available. And if you head to betterhelp.com/DOL, you'll receive 10% off your first month. Again, that's betterhelp.com/DOL. like dying of laughter, DOL, and you will receive a discount. I highly, highly recommend it if you're looking for some change or you're struggling or you just want to try something new. The third thing that's got me through 2020 is amazing food porn recipes via Half Baked Harvest and Liz Moody. So that's at Half Baked Harvest and at Liz Moody. The fourth thing I'd like to recommend is the YoNanas machine. I've been making ice cream out of bananas, which has been amazing. And I actually ended up making a video about it for BuzzFeed because I was so obsessed with it. And it's just a machine that turns your bananas into ice cream. I made pumpkin spice nice cream in this video. So I added pumpkin and frozen banana to the machine. That was it. And it turned into this thick, creamy, decadent, froyo, ice creamy texture. I highly recommend this if you like ice cream, frozen treats. Even if you're a big smoothie person, I find the consistency and the thickness of these frozen bananas is not the same as a smoothie maker. You can use other devices, but this one, I think, has the least amount of steps involved. You don't have to wait, for it to thaw. It's just instant creaminess. And all of the pieces, when you're done making the ice cream, are dishwasher safe. So you just take them apart, throw them in the dishwasher, you're good to go. This machine has been such a fun part of my year. The fifth thing I'd like to recommend is additional podcasts. Almost 30 is definitely one of my favorite podcasts for girls who are in their 20s or 30s and they're transitioning from one point in their life to a next. I'm actually in a course of theirs right now because I'm so inspired by them. So that's how much I like it. I also love the podcast Mindbodygreen. Similarly positive episodes about wellness, health, financial health, taking care of yourself. And yet this is from a male perspective. So I think it's nice to have podcasts from different perspectives. And he has just such a calming, soothing voice. They also just released an episode with Alice Little about sex work that I thought was really, really interesting. So if you've ever wanted to learn more about sex work, I think that episode is certainly worth a listen. The next thing I'd like to recommend are a couple books, The Power of Now and Essentialism, Do Less and Accomplish More. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's all about being in the present moment. So often we are thinking about the future and the past. I do that all the time. This book I read all the time, like definitely once a year. So it's a huge, huge, huge rec from me. The next one is Essentialism by Martin G. Hell. Is that his name? Is that really his name? I just Googled it. Okay, his name is Martin G. Hell, and it's just about doing less and accomplishing more. And it's so good for those doers out there. And we just want to do. Sometimes you just got to be. And yet I know that, but I can't necessarily make that happen. I understand intellectually that's important. And yet when it comes down to it, I just can't really get there. So this book will help break it down for you. The next thing that got me through 2020 was mentoring a 9-year-old girl via Walk with Sally. Walk with Sally is an organization helping children and families impacted by cancer. So think Big Sisters, but it's specific to cancer. And that's not necessarily something that you can click on or do if you're not in LA, but it's just an extra boost in the universe for me that I suggest mentoring in some capacity. If you've always been wondering, like, am I going to have time? Am I going to be a good mentor? Like, how do I even do this? How do I fit this into my schedule? What is it going to be like? If you've had those questions for a few years like I have, I really recommend this year taking the plunge. And I will say most of the sessions are definitely virtual, so it's not always a perfect system. We have met in person a couple times, and we will continue to do that as things become more accessible and, of course, safer. And, it just depends. But we've been doing all of these virtual crafts and really cute things. And I was like, what am I going to say to a 9-year-old? But it's been really, really life-changing. And her mom has stage 4 breast cancer, as does mine, which is really, really cute. Is that so weird to say that I think it's adorable? Which is really, really all of the things. It's cute. It's sad. It's amazing. It's all of the above. Also, kids are hilarious. She'll be like, when's our next session? Like, this was fun, but like, when are we meeting again? And I'm like, oh, girl, one day at a time. But kids are just so funny and smart, and they just say what's on their mind. Or like when we're on Zoom, she's like, I feel like this is fun, but it'd be more fun in person. I'm like, girl, totally feel you. #COVID. All right. And the last recommendation for anyone moving is Make Space Storage. I had the cheapest and best moving experience of all time this summer, moving from LA to my mom's temporarily. And I'm paying like less than $120 a month to store all of my stuff. Like, it's just crazy. Plus I got $100 for friends that I recommended, and they were so helpful and showed up on time and were great. And I cannot believe how little I'm paying. My sister, who lives in New York, has a storage system that is over $700 a month, and it's like a comparable service. So I don't even understand. Definitely check that out if you're moving, if there's a Make Space Storage near you. And I hope some of these resources and recs were helpful. Please take care of yourself. What a difficult week, no matter how you're feeling right now. I think these are little signs in the universe that we need to be taking care of ourselves, which we know, but sometimes we don't do. So I hope at least one of these recommendations can find its way into your world. If you have other things that have really helped you in 2020, I would love to hear. Please screenshot this episode and at dyingoflaughterpodcast on your stories, and or send me a DM if private's more your style at dyingoflaughterpodcast, and let me know what resources of 2020 were so helpful to you. And I'm so glad that BuzzFeed started this email thread that I thought would initially annoy me, getting all these emails, and it actually really inspired me, and I learned so much from other people. So I will check out other people's resources and report back. Meanwhile, thanks so much for being here. It's been quite a ride this year. It's still a small but growing community, and every single review or DM means so much to me. I really don't get that many. I'm not supposed to say that. So when I do, it's super exciting. And you can always email me at dyingoflaughterpodcast@gmail.com if you have suggestions or recommendations for future guests, or if you care to share what your favorite episode has been so far. That would be helpful as well, because I would love to keep making content that is relatable and helpful to those who are listening. Have a good day as much as possible, and I will talk to you soon.